Did NASA just find evidence for life on Mars? That's the big question after a Nature paper was published by the Perseverance rover team. Let's dig into the actual science, check out the paper, and see what the researchers discovered. The Perseverance rover has been exploring what's called the Bright Angel Formation. You can actually see the path that the rover has taken here. This is a figure from the paper. So these are ancient mudstones that were laid down by a river on Mars billions of years ago. Now, the mudstone is crucial because it can trap and preserve chemical clues about the environment in the past. Putting the rover there was a strategic decision by NASA to explore an area that we know used to have water. And one of these rocks, they found something that immediately stood out. Tiny black specks called nodules here. They're also referred to as poppy seeds. And then these larger reaction fronts that they call leopard spots. It has a bright core with like a dark ring around the rim. Instruments on Perseverance were able to show that the rims were iron phosphate and the core, that bright core in the middle, is iron sulfide. On Earth, structures like this form when microbes metabolize. They basically leave these minerals behind as waste products. Spotting these in a dried riverbed on Mars is like finding chemical breadcrumbs that may suggest something similar created these in the past. Perseverance also detected organic carbon, the building blocks of life, carbon-based life. And the rocks with the most organics also had the most of these structures, which is what you would expect if that organic material was fueling those reactions from inside the rock. But this isn't an outright confirmation of past life because it is possible to form these structures abiotically, simply with the chemistry. It looks like how it happens on Earth with microbes, but you really can't rule out some other abiotic source. To know for sure, we'll have to bring the samples back to Earth where scientists can measure isotope fingerprints, maybe look for microscopic cell structures, that sort of thing. This would be the most significant scientific discovery, in my opinion, besides maybe evolution. Something that's really interesting to consider is that life could have started independently in two different places in our solar system. But it could also be the case that life simply formed first on Mars and then was delivered to the Earth via a method called panspermia. You can imagine an asteroid collision happening to Mars after life had already formed, and some of those rocks get expelled into space and they just orbit around the solar system, eventually crashing into the Earth, which is ready to be seeded for life. And if you didn't know this, we have rocks on Earth right now that we know with certainty came from Mars. I just think that it would be hilarious, frankly, in a cosmic sense, to find out that life on Earth actually were the aliens that came from Mars.